It's time for spring cleaning here at the cottage. And the first order of business this week was to take some of my plants in and give them a really, really good bath. Sitting there with my plants was so calming and relaxing. I decided I really need to do this more often.
Oh, they're so happy. Honestly, I would just leave them in here with me all the time when I showered if I thought they would tolerate all that hot water. But for now, I'll just stick my feet in with them.
Every time I turn around, there's a new precious little flower popping up all over the place around the little cottage. And it's making the task of raking up the leaves that I'm doing little by little each day so much more pleasant. Charlie would love nothing more than to just be outside all day long, but this guy up here is why he doesn't get to be. These hawks stay around the property all the time. I feel like they know Charlie's here. I have quite the collection of little granny blankets. There's just something about the happy colors that I absolutely love. Truthfully, they're not the most comfortable to actually use on the sofa when I'm curling up and watching TV, but I love to have them on display. And so, as part of my spring cleaning, they need a little shakeout and a little time outside to be fresh again. I am someone who definitely does enjoy having a clean and tidy home, but I am not really someone who loves cleaning. I'm kind of fascinated by people who do, though I know there are a lot of people who really do. They get relaxed when they clean, they find enjoyment in it. But I enjoy taking a moment to stop and think about the things that I have, to take care of them, and to be grateful for them, and to remember the story behind them, because everything does have a story. And the story behind this little tablecloth is that some really smart viewers of my channel said, hey, don't hang that up behind your counter. You should use that as a tablecloth. And look what I did. I used it as a tablecloth, and it's so cute.
So cute.
Do you have a favorite DIY cleaning product that you like using? I personally am a big fan of a little combination of vinegar and hydrogen peroxide and lemon essential oil mixed in with some water. I feel like it does such a good job, and it's the funniest thing because I've come to actually think of the scent of vinegar now as clean. It's amazing how your brain can make that kind of an association. When I would smell cleaning products before, because I grew up using harsh cleaning products, that smelled clean to me. And I remember the first time I used vinegar, I thought, oh, that's disgusting. Ew. But now when I smell it, I think, ah, my house is clean. Years ago, I got rid of most of the chemical products that were in my life and immediately felt so much better. And the part that's amazing to me is I no longer can now even be around them. I used to enjoy the smell of chemical detergents. And now, if I even get near the aisle in the grocery store that has the chemical detergents, I immediately get a headache. Oh, spring is definitely starting. When the forsythias start opening up around here, I know that spring is really here. And there is absolutely nothing better to add to a freshly cleaned house than some beautiful spring blooms. if you're feeling a little blue, a surefire way to make yourself feel better is to look at this beautiful, beautiful, happy, bright yellow. It's just the absolute perfect shade, and it just makes me so happy every time I look at it. I carefully took off just a few little branches, being extra careful to make sure you would never even know I was there. I feel like every time I turn around, there's a new little patch of daffodils that have popped up, and they're just such happy little flowers bouncing around there in the breeze. Based on many of the comments I've read in my last few videos, I think a few of you are onto me. I have always been someone who, when I have a job in front of me, I want to get it done. And sometimes, like when it comes to moving, I'll move into a new place and I will literally work nonstop for 3 to 4 days and nights until I am completely unpacked and done, because I just don't like being unsettled. And many of you have said, Kate, you need to enjoy the process. And you're so right. And so I've been thinking about that and really meditating on that as I've been working out in the garden recently. I had mentioned in my last video that there is a part of me that feels really overwhelmed when I look at all of the space there is here in the garden. When I first got here, I was just excited at all the possibilities, but it was when I started working in it that I realized kind of the magnitude of the work in front of me, and the overwhelm kicked in, and then my natural instinct to just go, 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 go until it's done immediately kicked in. And so thank you so much for the comments you left me last time that said, Kate, you don't have to get it all done right away. Just enjoy yourself. So this past week, I spent just a little bit of time every day out in the garden, about an hour, and I worked in the front of the house, the side, and in the main part of the garden. I cleared out some things that needed clearing out, like these large branches that were left behind by the previous tenants that I am very, very excited to use. In fact, I have a plan for these big guys here that hopefully I'm going to do next week, which I'm very excited to share here, but more on that later. But as I was going more slowly with things this week and really telling myself to tune in and to feel grateful for the work that I get to do rather than just focusing on the end result, it really did make me so much happier, and it helps me to feel so much more calm and just excited for what's to come with this yard.
Aw, I just accidentally raked up this guy. I guess he has to come in the house with me now.
Also, I would love some suggestions. I want some tall flowers to grow right here under these windows. I would love sunflowers, but I don't think there's enough sun, and they do need to be deer resistant. Any ideas? I have to say that my body is thanking me now. Well, it's starting to thank me. I definitely was guilty this winter of not moving my body enough. And I feel like that's a Northeast struggle here in the US. It just gets cold and dreary, and the last thing you want to do is go out and move your body. And sometimes I think that's a good thing. Sometimes I think it's nice to give your body a rest. But I noticed that the first week when I was out working in the garden, and granted, it was pretty tough work. It was moving lots of cinder blocks and just moving all kinds of really heavy things. So not necessarily easygoing work, but I noticed how much my body was mad at me for not having been moved for a long time. But now, a few weeks later, I'm feeling the exact opposite. Every time I go out and work in the yard, my body is screaming, "Thank you so much for moving me." And it's making me want to move somewhere where it's warm all year long, because this is just the best feeling to be out and about in nature, moving my body. There is this part of me that has always longed to live in the south of France, where it's a pretty moderate, mild temperature all year long. So I don't know, I mean, a little boho cottage in the south of France, that would kind of be amazing. Those are some dirty, dirty feet. The beautiful wall hanging behind my bed that I shared in last week's video is back outside, still trying to get rid of the smell. Thank you as always for being here and for watching my videos. I appreciate it so much, and for your beautiful comments. Thank you, thank you. I hope you have the most wonderful weekend ever.